say, or quite a few people would say, that 2020 is the year of open banking adoption. It's all about use cases. And Railsbank is amazing at actually getting new products at speed, new products onto the market. So why is that? Can you just tell me? Why are you so special?
Sure. It was because we focus on removing friction from our customers, being able to deliver delightful banking and payment experiences to their clients. So that's what we're about. And how do we do it fast? Is we've taken and deconstructed every single piece of, like, opening a bank account, sending money, receiving money, issuing a card, and remove the pieces that take time. And then we democratized access to all these different, we call them rails, like UK Fast Payments, BACS, SWIFT, issuing card, Visa, MasterCard. And we've put them behind super simple APIs. So we designed the APIs to be almost like the simple tools, not for technical people, but for people who want to build businesses. So we make it simple with building blocks like Lego. So our APIs are like Lego, so they're not really super technical. And within 5 lines, you can actually have built up a neobank. It's not very sophisticated neobank, but it does the very simple things of issuing a bank account, receiving money into it, sending money, and sort of onboarding and KYC. So super simple in 5 lines. So our speed is all about design without friction. It's about democratizing. It's breaking down the silos that exist in a normal bank behind the scenes, so there isn't any silos behind us. And it's enabling the customer to do super easy things with APIs that they feel comfortable with, rather than have to fight.
I've been talking to a couple of your team, and they talked about the importance of actually helping global organizations that basically are trying to launch new products, but they've got really sort of like their legacy systems are so cumbersome. It's sometimes really tricky for them to come up with something and make change really fast. So Railsbank is making a difference for these kind of organizations. So what's your, key ingredients for actually making it happen?
Again, the key ingredient comes back to speed and simplicity. So if you've got a large organization and they want to be able to operate new, simple products in new markets, we give them the tools to be able to do that. So they may have legacy systems, but the legacy can be deconstructed to very simple things. And if you look at it on a just purely academic basis, everything in financial services is a store of value, which is called an account, and debits and credits, which are called payments. And you rebuild everything from the ground up. So they can expose to us their store of value and their debits and credits, and then they can enhance that with all the other products we put around the side, collecting money, issuing cards, and all the other pieces that we give them access to that they may not even have in their internal systems. So it's this putting this layer and hiding the legacy, and being able to sort of arbitrage between the 1980s and the 2020s, so they can deliver delightful payment experiences, financial services experiences, banking experiences to their customers, and still maintain the legacy. Because the danger of changing legacy is like driving at 1,000 miles an hour and changing the wheels on the car at the same time. It's just thoroughly dangerous. I think TSB proved that last year with their move off Lloyd's. A little bit of a glitch. And others have the same issues. So we see a gradual transition from the legacy, and we can enable customers to do that gradual transition, but still keeping product and innovation out in the market, rather than 5 years later when you've changed and then you start innovating and you miss the market.
Are there still gaps in the market where Railsbank can step in and help out?
Sure, there is many gaps. We've started with core banking and added payments around the size where payments are bank transfers, card payments, etc., issuing cards. And we see there's gaps now in insurance, there's gaps now in credit markets, and we're seeing the same thing. We want to democratize, make it super simple, so somebody like one of our investors, Singapore Life, can have a micro insurance product that can be distributed through Railsbank, so customers who want to introduce, who want to create a neobank with insurance products can do that without having to own the product. So insurance is one area, credit's another area we're going into Q4 this year, where we're looking at a total different model of how to do lending, where you don't need the balance sheet of a bank, but we can access other credit markets to distribute through our platform down to microcredit too. So we'll do what we've done with the bank account, which we've taken from $25 a month to run to 10 cents a month. We're going to do that to the insurance market, and we're going to do that to the credit market as well.
Well, to me, it translates into something that people are referring to as open finance. Is it the future?
Yeah, we see open banking as the first baby step, and then the future is open finance. And open finance can be everything, going to digital assets and others. We already do digital assets on the platform. So it's a way of taking finance, deconstructing it, making it democratise, reducing the price point, so it's changing economics as well, to be able to people to do real innovation with financial services.
What would be the most exciting products we're going to see this year coming out?
I think the most exciting products are going to be in Southeast Asia, where we established last year, because there is, for example, 600 million people unbanked in the region within 2 hours flight of Singapore. So I think the exciting products we're going to see is how do you make financial inclusion work and bring these people into finance, because we have a fundamental belief and core value in the company, is where we started it, that finance should not be a privilege, it should be a human right. So we see some very interesting use cases and products that might not even look like a financial service, to allow people to be able to access finance and do financial things, even though they may be actually in a farming app. There may be farmers buying seed, but it does become financial services at the back end of it.
Compete or collaborate? What do you think?
Well, the best things in the world have been done by people collaborating to make good outcomes. And if you look at Amazon as a classic case, Amazon has Amazon recommended, Amazon branded product, like a cable for your microphone. You've also got microphone cables from Shure Microphones and a ton of other microphone companies. But they work and compete and collaborate, because Shure microphone cables, or the distributors, need the Amazon platform to distribute their product. But there's certain customers in the world who can't afford a Shure microphone cable because they're expensive, but they can afford an Amazon one. But it's taken a customer on their first journey to buying a microphone cable. And so when they can afford it, then they can go on the next journey to buy a Shure one, because it's an aspirational product. So Shure benefit because they know they've got a buyer there that they can possibly market to, because they've bought an Amazon cable. So that's a classic example of sort of competing but collaborating too, to get better outcomes for the people we really care about, which is the end consumers and customer.